All right, petrol heads, gather round. Let's talk about the future of getting from A to B, and no, it's not about flying cars yet. It's about hydrogen engines, a technology poised to revolutionize how we fuel our vehicles and power our world. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hydrogen, isn't that dangerously explosive? Well, hold your horses. While hydrogen does have a bit of a reputation, Hindenburg, anyone? It's actually a very safe and efficient fuel when handled properly. Hydrogen engines work by harnessing the energy stored in hydrogen gas, a clean energy carrier. The best part, the only byproduct of this combustion is water. That's right, H2O, the stuff of life. Imagine a world where our cars don't spew out nasty fumes, where the air is cleaner and the only tailpipe emissions are a few harmless water droplets. Sounds pretty good, right? But how does it actually work, you ask? Well, there are two main ways to use hydrogen in an engine. Internal combustion engines modified to burn hydrogen, and fuel cells that convert hydrogen gas directly into electricity. Both have their pros and cons, but we'll dive into that a bit later. For now, just know that hydrogen engines offer a promising path towards a cleaner, greener future for transportation, and that, my friends, is something worth getting revved up about. Okay, gearheads, let's pop the hood and get our hands dirty. First up, we've got hydrogen ices. These are basically your good old-fashioned combustion engines, but instead of guzzling petrol or diesel, they're thirsty for hydrogen. The basic principle is the same. Mix fuel and air, compress it, spark it, boom! The explosion drives the pistons, which turn the crankshaft, and voila, you've got power to the wheels. The beauty of hydrogen is that it burns cleanly, producing only water vapor as a byproduct. Now, for those who prefer their engines with a bit more zap, there are fuel cells. These clever contraptions work their magic through an electrochemical process, kind of like a battery, but way cooler. Inside a fuel cell, hydrogen gas is fed to the anode, while oxygen from the air is supplied to the cathode. A special membrane in between only allows protons to pass through, creating an electrical current. This current can then power an electric motor, propelling your vehicle forward with zero tailpipe emissions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Which one's better, ice or fuel cell? Well, it's a bit of a toss-up. Hydrogen ices are simpler and cheaper to produce, at least for now. But fuel cells are more efficient and offer even cleaner emissions. It's a classic case of watch this space as the technology continues to develop. Now, let's talk about why we're so excited about hydrogen engines in the first place. They're good for the planet. We all know the planet's feeling a bit under the weather, what with all the carbon emissions from our gas-guzzling vehicles. Hydrogen engines offer a breath of fresh air, literally. Unlike their fossil fuel-powered counterparts, hydrogen engines produce zero tailpipe emissions. That means no more nasty carbon dioxide pumping into the atmosphere and contributing to climate change. And it's not just CO2 that gets left in the dust. Hydrogen engines also eliminate particulate matter, those tiny nasty particles that clog up our lungs and pollute our cities. Imagine a world where the air is cleaner, the skies are bluer, and we can all breathe a little easier. That's the promise of hydrogen engines. Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows just yet. There are still some challenges to overcome, like the pesky issue of NOx emissions, but we'll get to that in a bit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hold on, Richard, you said hydrogen engines were clean. What about those NOx emissions you mentioned? All right, let's address the elephant in the room. While it's true that hydrogen engines produce zero CO2 emissions, they can produce small amounts of nitrogen oxides under certain conditions. NOx emissions are a concern because they contribute to smog, acid rain, and respiratory problems. Not exactly the clean air paradise we're aiming for, right? But don't worry, it's not a deal breaker. Engineers and scientists are already working hard to address this issue. One solution is to use after-treatment systems like those found on modern diesel engines. These systems can effectively scrub NOx emissions from the exhaust, ensuring that hydrogen engines live up to their clean air promise. Another approach is to optimize the combustion process itself to minimize NOx formation. This can be achieved by carefully controlling the air-fuel mixture, injection timing, and combustion temperature. It's all about fine-tuning the engine to squeeze out every last bit of efficiency and cleanliness. Section 5, filling up the future hydrogen applications. So we've established that hydrogen engines are pretty darn cool, but where will we actually see them in action? Well, buckle up, because the possibilities are endless. first off, let's talk transportation. Hydrogen engines are a natural fit for heavy-duty vehicles like trucks, buses, and even trains. These vehicles require a lot of energy to move their heavy loads, and hydrogen's high energy density makes it an ideal fuel source. Imagine a fleet of long-haul trucks crisscrossing the country, powered by nothing but hydrogen, emitting nothing but water vapor. Or picture city buses gliding silently through the streets, their only exhaust a gentle puff of steam. Hydrogen can also power up ships and ferries, cleaning up our waterways and reducing our reliance on polluting bunker fuel. And let's not forget about off-road vehicles, construction equipment and agricultural machinery. Hydrogen engines can provide the power and reliability needed in these demanding applications while significantly reducing their environmental impact. But it doesn't stop there. Hydrogen can also be used for stationary power generation, providing clean electricity to homes and businesses. The future is looking bright, or should I say hydrogen-powered. Section 6, range anxiety, be gone, hydrogen versus batteries. Now let's address the elephant in the room when it comes to alternative fuels range anxiety. Battery electric vehicles have come a long way, but they still suffer from limited range and long charging times. This is where hydrogen really shines. Remember hydrogen's high energy density? That translates to longer driving ranges, rivaling those of conventional gasoline or diesel vehicles. And when it comes to refueling, hydrogen cars can be filled up in minutes, just like your trusty petrol-powered steed. No more waiting around at charging stations for hours on end. Plus, hydrogen refueling stations can be rolled out relatively quickly and easily using existing infrastructure. Another advantage of hydrogen is its lighter weight compared to bulky battery packs. This is particularly important for heavy-duty vehicles where every kilogram of payload counts. A lighter vehicle means less energy is needed to move it, resulting in improved fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. So, while batteries certainly have their place in the future of transportation, hydrogen offers a compelling alternative, especially for long-distance travel and heavy-duty applications. It's a classic case of horses for courses, as we say in the racing world. Section 7, powering up, hydrogen in diverse sectors. Hold on tight because we're not done yet. The beauty of hydrogen is its versatility. It's not just about powering vehicles, it has the potential to revolutionize entire industries. Take the energy sector, for example. Hydrogen can be used for large-scale energy storage, helping to balance the electricity grid and integrate renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. Excess renewable energy can be used to produce hydrogen through a process called electrolysis, storing the energy for later use when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. This green hydrogen can then be used to generate electricity, power fuel cells, or even injected into the natural gas grid. Speaking of industries, hydrogen can play a crucial role in decarbonizing hard-to-abate sectors like steelmaking, cement production, and chemical manufacturing. These industries require high temperatures and currently rely heavily on fossil fuels, resulting in significant CO2 emissions. Hydrogen can be used as a clean alternative fuel or as a reducing agent in these processes, drastically reducing their carbon footprint. Section 8, a two-pronged approach, hydrogen and batteries working together. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's hydrogen versus batteries, a battle for the future of clean transportation, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be an either-or situation. In fact, hydrogen and batteries can work together in perfect harmony, complementing each other's strengths and weaknesses. Think of it as a dynamic duo, a tag team of clean energy technologies. Batteries excel in short-range urban environments where frequent charging is less of an issue. They're also great for smaller vehicles like cars and scooters. Hydrogen, on the other hand, comes into its own for long-distance travel, heavy-duty applications, and as a fuel for larger vehicles like trucks, buses, and even airplanes. By combining these two technologies, we can create a truly sustainable transportation system that caters to all our needs. Imagine a future where electric cars zip around cities powered by renewable energy stored in batteries, while long-haul trucks and buses cruise along highways fueled by clean hydrogen. That's the power of collaboration. Section 9, driving towards a cleaner future, hydrogen's promise. So, there you have it, folks. Hydrogen engines in all their glory offer a tantalizing glimpse into a future where transportation is cleaner, more efficient, and less reliant on fossil fuels. From powering our vehicles to decarbonizing entire industries, hydrogen has the potential to be a real game changer. Of course, there are still challenges to overcome. We need to ramp up hydrogen production, improve infrastructure, and continue to drive down costs. But with continued investment and innovation, hydrogen can play a pivotal role in creating a more sustainable future for generations to come. So the next time you hear someone talking about hydrogen, remember this: it's not just about cars, it's about a fundamental shift in how we power our world. It's about cleaner air, a healthier planet, and a brighter future for us all. And that, my friends, is something worth getting truly revved up about.